Yeah, that is the question tonight. It's night, it's like, I don't know, 3 in the morning. So, are these people do really exist? Who are these people that I'm talking about? We're gonna call them the Muppeteers and Pulpiteers at the same time. These guys and gals somewhere, I don't know where they are, but I'm gonna give you a brief description of who are these people. These are the people that take control over your decisions and you don't even know they exist. These are not your bosses, these are not your peers, these are not your family members. These are some people out there so far away in the sky. They are like like gods. They play games with society. They are socially conditioning. Under them, there is an army of professionals, technocrats, or whatever you call, like those armies of Silicon Valley gigs and tech people. On the other hand, it's an army of accountants to keep track of your performance. But I'm talking about more like mental hacks. The people that create the modern culture, it's all cultural. If you've ever thought about culture, it's one of the most manipulative tools in the human history, and culture has been always here since we know humanity existed. The culture around the fire, the culture around the stove, the culture on the TV, the culture on the coffee shop, culture here, culture there, culture everywhere. It's a culture. It's an Eastern culture, it's a Western culture, whatever division you want to put. There's this thing called culture. Well, there are some people that create this culture. Do they really exist? In my previous videos, we're going to call them, according to the conspiracy theorists, these people are called the Illuminati, and I'm very fascinated with this topic. But I'm not talking about the Illuminati, of course, and I'm not conspirator or conspiracy theorists. I'm just using my brain to get all this data and to make some, to derive some truth out of it. So, do you think that these people really exist? Do they really exist, these people? The people that on their round table, the circles of the illuminated, the people on the top of the society, do they really have any agenda? Are they working according to agenda? Well, if you are slightly more intelligent than the 90% of the population, well, you will soon realize that, it's very human. It's very human to have some people on the top that, they take some tough decisions. How to save humanity? I'm asking this question because I come from the old Europe. I come from South Europe, place of old civilization, Greece civilization, Thracian civilization, Slavic civilizations, whatever it might mean. So there is slightly different culture. Then I come from a socialist country. Well, it's all cultures. The culture of the communism, socialism, capitalism, all kinds of isms. Feminism is a culture. So, when I came to United States of America, I found out that people are very malleable, their minds are very pliable. And I was thinking, well, why is it that in general term they call them the dumb American, the dumbing down America? Well, if this term exists, is there somebody responsible? Of course there are, somebody responsible, but do they do it purposely? Or it's just the natural way of things, the culture of money, the culture of chasing goals. There's all kinds of cultures, The consciousness has its own weird ways. So, my question is, are these people doing it purposely? Oops. Second thing. I found out that recently has been very, very popular this, let's everybody be so good, take care of the environment, of the dogs, of the cats, of the trees. We are all humans. We live in this planet of, and if we destroy the planet and blah, 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 blah. Well, I found this very hypocritical, and a couple of days ago I was in a concert. It's called Global Citizen. Well, that's another culture. Guess who was in charge for that? Her Majesty Hillary Clinton. Yeah, Her Majesty Hillary Clinton was there, organizing this thing, and people didn't even know this. They didn't know that Hillary Clinton is behind this thing. So it's a global culture, socialism, communism. Now it's a globalism, So now we have this cultural phenomena, global citizen, the guy with the backpack that has no property. He's like running around. He's so free and so happy. He has locations. He travels the world. There are a few people like this, let's say Tim Ferriss and a bunch of other guys following him. So that's a good thing, right? So, but I noticed something, people are so robotized to be good and nice and to be, too much into themselves, not offending the other people around them. So they forgot what is it really to be a human. If you have some emotions, maybe you should voice them with enraged tonality or with anger. Yeah, anger is here, And I see people, in the protest, they are very angry. But by large, the society is pretty, how to say, what is the word? Pretty quiet society. Now, another concept that, is just an idea. There was many revolutions, like the French Revolution, this revolution, that revolution. There was so many revolutions. But now, I see a relationship between the technology and the revolutions is just an idea. If information was traveling so slow back in the days of the French Revolution, how does people actually get this possible? And now with this fast technology, if you think logically, there should be revolution every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks something should be like not just some terrorist blowing up stuff here and there by how to say, these terrorists that there's a lot of anger in these terrorists, but I'm saying it's a simple concept. Why there is no revolution every 2 weeks? The revolution of information now made it possible. But somehow people are more quiet than ever. Everybody lives in perfect peace and harmony. Everybody loves each other. The hippies, the hippies turn into hipsters. And this doesn't sound, it doesn't feel to be right. I go to a coffee shop every day and I'm listening sometimes eavesdrop of people's conversation, and I slightly do not understand. I feel like I'm in some robotic society that keep repeating the same things over and over and over, and it's like, oh, I'm so amazed, this is blah, 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 this is amazing, and, well, the topics that they discuss, it's just my personal opinion, there's nothing amazing about that, but they put so much value in this thing, so, well, these are things that bothers me somehow, and I tend to believe, that there must be some higher power of secret cabal that it's dictating the the new society. You know, books are written how to be humble and this and that. Well, but they are not quite understood, I guess. You know, the old teachings of the East, they just moved rapidly in the West, but somehow they are not understand. I think like these social scientists are doing it, not the real scientists. You know, if you know what the difference between a real scientist and social scientist is, well, I want to put a question mark in your head. All these theories, I think they are, you know, these social scientists, servants of the whatever higher power, the illuminated ones. And yeah, technocrats, accountants, you know, spiritual teachers, they pray too much voices in people's heads, you know. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good question. Do these people exist? And are they scary? Maybe they are the good ones, you know. Maybe they do understand how the world really works, and they are doing the right thing. But we, as the sheeple, you know, we stay down on the bottom and like, yeah, I don't like this, I don't like that. Ah, this is so unfair. Well, I suppose that's the natural way of things. And the world is a perfect place. It's a perfect place. How can it not be? It's just sometimes each of us feel like in an awful, terrible spot. But hey, the question remains, what do you think? Do these people really exist? That's a pretty awesome video. I even like myself. Thank you, subscribe to the channel. It's like one of these cultural phenomena. Yeah, the Captain America is coming to save your ass. Well, good luck. Welcome to Captain America's world.